Boy, time does fly, and with that in mind, it is time to check in with the good friends of ours over at Merkle Retirement Planning. Chawn Honkomp is joining us right now because before you know it, it is retirement time, and maybe you have your significant other with you. And should you retire together as a couple? That's a topic of discussion here today. Chawn, how you doing this morning?
Doing wonderful, Lou. Great to see you guys on a Friday. Hope you guys have had a wonderful week.
Busy week, as everybody is used to by now, as we're starting to get back into the groove of things. But we're starting to think about retirement, and maybe there's a couple that's approaching retirement, and they are considering retiring together. Is that a good idea, or is that a bad idea?
Well, we see the full spectrum. It gets to be the big important part there is it gets to be such an important decision. We know just making one retirement decision for one individual can be a difficult decision. Now, if you're a couple, if you have two of you, now making two of those decisions can be even more challenging. So it's so important to have those conversations. And that's a big part of what we do as we talk to the families that we work with. It's having those conversations, starting the planning, and trying to get a feel for what does that retirement vision look like so that you guys have a feel and can make a decision on whether or not you do want to retire at the same time.
All right, what are some of the advantages if a couple decides, you know what, we are going to retire hand in hand? What would be some of those advantages?
I think it's the biggest reason of why people retire in the first place. Now you want to be your own boss, and now you have unlimited time. You think about people start talking about retirement, just like any of us, probably in our 30s, right? We have those conversations, oh, I can't wait until I'm retired and no longer have to work. So a lot of couples have that vision of they want to go into retirement together, and now you have unlimited amount of time and you can start enjoying those golden years. Every day gets to feel like a Saturday. You know, you can go choose to run errands whenever you want, go out to eat, go enjoy the days as you see fit, and you get to figure that out together. So it's that timing, it's that of having that time together, it's that camaraderie of figuring out what this new stage of life is going to look like for each of you and together as a couple.
Yeah, that sounds absolutely ideal. But when should couples consider staggering their retirements?
Yeah, why retiring in the first place is such a challenging decision is that we all have so much comfort with the paychecks. We know how much is going to hit our bank accounts every 2 weeks when we get paid, and there is uncertainty. There's that fear of no longer having the paycheck. So if one individual does choose to retire first, there's some comfort in still having one steady paycheck. You can start to figure out what retirement looks like for the one individual. You still have the steady income. You can go start spending a little more. Like I mentioned, every day is a Saturday, so maybe your expenses start to increase. And then the second person may choose to continue to work for a time frame and just help solidify that financial picture a little bit.
Now, what about one spouse working maybe 2 or maybe 3 years longer than the other one? What are the benefits down the road for that when it comes to your retirement savings?
Yeah, any additional income that can be earned generally does help make that financial picture look stronger. If you have the cash flow coming in, generally that's now you're not taking distributions from your savings, but there is some trade-off. We see as we develop the retirement plans for our families, sometimes there's different strategies that we talk about that families may choose to implement into their plan. And if one is still working, that may take some of those strategies off the table because you're earning income, you're filling up some of those tax brackets, and some of the tax planning strategies that can be very beneficial to your long-term plan. Maybe those don't open up quite as soon, so we're losing some of the years to take advantage. So there's trade-off to everything. A lot of the decisions that we help our families make, there's always trade-off. So it's important to have that plan. You can look at it and help see, you can understand what your plan looks like, what the impact, what the benefit and the trade-offs are if you do choose to continue to have one of the incomes for a few more years.
And those are some of the conversations you can have with folks. And if people want to get a hold of you, what's the easiest way they can get a hold of you?
Yeah, our website, just like you talked about, the website being 30 years old, ours is merkleplan.com. We have lots of information up there. We're always going to tell you when our upcoming workshops are, so you can reach out to us in a multitude of different ways. And there's a lot of different ways to interact with us, whether it's scheduling a visit, having a 15-minute phone call, watching our show on the weekends or choosing to attend one of our workshops.
Yeah, and you have plenty of videos on YouTube as well, Merkle Retirement Planning, so you can find more than 100 of them there, a variety of topics there too. So, Chawn, great job as always, and we will talk to you next time. Hopefully you can have yourself an awesome weekend.
I'm looking forward to it. Always great spending time with you, Lou. You have a wonderful weekend.